Hello dear viewers. I present to you the 2022 Lexus LX 600. The Lexus LX is the Japanese luxury brand's biggest and most luxurious SUV, and for 2022 it's getting a full redo from the wheel nuts up. The model gets a name change from last year's LX 570 to this year's LX 600 to go along with fresh underpinnings to make it more capable than ever before. That's the idea, at least. The LX 600 rides on a new chassis that underpins the new Toyota Tundra full-size pickup. Lexus says it's 20% more rigid than before and contributes to the new model's reduced weight, which would theoretically help the LX 600 drive a bit sharper than the LX 570 it replaces. Under the hood is a turbocharged 3.4-liter V6 that makes 409 horsepower and 479 pounds-to-foot of torque. Both numbers are way up compared to the prior V8's 383 horsepower and 403 pounds-to-foot. EPA estimated fuel economy is better too. You have a few different ways to configure the LX 600 seating. The most notable is a new trim level called Ultra Luxury. Ultra Luxury ditches the second-row bench seat in favor of two 6-way adjustable captain's chairs with a full center console between them that features a touchscreen to control seat position and the new massage function. The right rear passenger can also recline the seat to an almost flat position and, potentially, take a nap. Now that's luxury. A third-row seat is also available, but you can't get it with the Ultra Luxury trim. These improvements seem appealing on paper. But we've found the LX 600 isn't a fundamentally better vehicle than before. The ride isn't as brittle as the LX 570s, but this big SUV now feels unusually floaty at highway speeds. Handling, never an LX strong suit, seems sloppier than the old model, and while we appreciate that the infotainment system is now a touchscreen, usability problems persist. The Lexus LX 600 is an improvement over the previous 570 model, but many of the old bones and habits remain. It's still an impeccably built and impressive piece of machinery whose strengths lie primarily in off-roading. But the LX fails to really provide the modern luxury experience you'd expect from a vehicle that costs this much. How does the LX 600 drive? The off-road capability of this 6,000-pound SUV is undeniably impressive, but it isn't very enjoyable to drive on a daily basis. The turbocharged V6 is powerful and the 10-speed automatic has smooth upshifts, so no problems there. The steering and braking are uninspiring, though, compromised by the sheer size of the LX. The steering feels heavy and disconnected, while the brakes feel lazy under a light foot and then too grabby as you apply more pressure. Handling is also disappointing. The LX 600 leans dramatically as you drive around turns and feels unstable, especially if you drive over a mid-corner bump. How comfortable is the LX 600? The LX's comfort and quiet clash with its floaty and uncontrolled highway ride. The excellent front seats are wide, cushy and supportive. They're built like armchairs and great for long drives. Get in that executive-style second-row passenger side seat of the Ultra Luxury trim and you'll feel like you're in business class on a transcontinental flight. It's excellent and even tall adults can recline almost flat. The Lexus LX is also very quiet, and the climate system can cool and heat the cabin quickly. The ride, however, seems very out of place in such an expensive rig. Lexus height-adjustable suspension soaks up bumps, but you feel bouncy and floaty on freeway surfaces and it can be slightly nauseating. How's the interior? The two-row LX's interior is very roomy, but you're sacrificing a lot of versatility by not getting the third row in such a big SUV. The driving position is upright and commanding, so shorter drivers might struggle to find a comfortable arrangement. The large center console also gives you a sense that you're being pushed toward the door a little bit. Visibility is quite good for a large SUV, with tall glass and expansive mirrors that provide a clear view all around. The cabin has an abundance of controls, a mix of physical and touchscreen, and many of them are for off-road features. It's a bit overwhelming at first. Also, while the doors open wide and there are plenty of grab handles, the vehicle's high seats and high step rails can make getting in and out a struggle for some. The LX swaps its finicky joystick controller interface for dual touchscreens, which is a huge improvement. It also finally joins the rest of the segment in offering USB charge ports for its second-row passengers. However, somewhat strangely, in the top-of-the-line trim we tested, Only the second row gets wireless charging and massaging seats. At least there's wireless smartphone integration for the driver. We're still very underwhelmed with the LX's advanced driving aids. Adaptive cruise control tended to slow way too much for curves, and the auto backup braking was also overly cautious in approaching objects and abruptly stopping prematurely. There are off-road aids such as crawl control, and some other features like a surround view camera that are nice add-ons, but nothing unique in the class. The LX600 offers 41 cubic feet of storage space behind its second row seats, and it can tow up to 8,000 pounds. Both are average for a large luxury SUV. But many competitors in this class are larger and offer much more cubic space for only a marginal difference in exterior vehicle size. Towing will also be a bit difficult because Lexus doesn't offer a trailer brake controller, something most large trailers require to operate the brakes. That's a strange omission for such an expensive vehicle. Aids such as crawl control, and some other features like a surround view camera that are nice add-ons, but nothing unique in the class. The LX has a big, imposing presence. The large grille, the high ride height and the sheer luxury provided in the same package as such a capable SUV are impossible to miss. Unfortunately, the giant front grille is hideous by almost every aesthetic standard, and it's just not that fun to drive from a sporty perspective or a luxurious one. The 2022 Lexus LX 600 is a large luxury SUV sold in 5 trim levels. The lineup starts with the 5-passenger, 2-row LX. The middle trims, Premium, F Sport handling and Luxury, feature 3 rows and seating for 7. The range-topping Ultra Luxury deletes the third row and removes the middle second row seat. Every version of the LX 600 is equipped with a turbocharged 3.4-liter V6 409 horsepower, 479 pounds-to-foot of torque, a 10-speed automatic transmission and 4-wheel drive. On this channel I give the most honest reviews of all cars. That's all I've researched about this car.